evening to all the law aspirants who are either preparing or awaiting their results. I thought this is a significant video because it's relevant to everybody. People who are considering law as a career, or people who are have already considered, given the entrance exam, but are still figuring out what to do after the exam. Like, even if I have law as my option, what to do after law, right? So these are some dilemmas that I wanted to cover through today's live. We'll keep it interactive, right? So kindly put forth your opinions, kindly put forth your apprehensions. Okay, I'll share most popular careers after law, and then you can obviously ponder over them. You can also discuss if you've already decided if you're going to pursue any one of those. Do not give a language teacher technology because they will find a way to ruin it. Yeah, I hope this is better now. Okay, so just the basics. I mean, there are a lot of skills that you already possess and hence have considered law accordingly. So just a basic skill set that you need to possess for considering law as a career are, at least basic communication skills. One of the most important skills is like non-negotiables are logical thinking or your critical thinking skills. Okay, then people who are considering 3-year LLB are definitely people who want to diversify and are interested in career growth. Okay, obviously reading is something that is also very, very important when it comes to law preparation and surviving law career, because you will be reading lengthy cases. Okay, you'll be reading lengthy research papers and lengthy materials. So you should not just have the ability to read it, but also understand and soak in and comprehend the material. Okay, so you have to be an avid reader. Okay, obviously a passion for social issues, for political issues, definitely facilitates a better career, a more interesting career in law, right? Because you will be genuinely passionate for the issues you will be advocating. Conflict resolution is basically the job of a lawyer. So if you're definitely interested in that, if you're interested in providing justice, it's a job for you, meant for you. And obviously people are looking for just a government job, want a job in a public sector. Law is a great way to get into it, right? So these are just basic skills. If you possess those, you can definitely get into law. Right now, the most popular careers, right? I mean, this is something that your uncle, your aunts, your relatives have already discussed, right? इसके beyond भी बहुत careers हैं, but ये basic careers जो discuss किए जा चुके हैं is litigation, of course, right? Litigation, advocating for clients in court. This is the basic one. Then there's corporate law. So if you're interested in the private sector, in the corporate space, you can always get in through corporate law. Then government services. Okay, now this is not litigation, this is apart from litigation, where you can contribute in shaping public policy and you can work for local, state, or federal government. Then there's always academia. Academia is something that goes for all fields and all disciplines. Now if you are interested in teaching, you can always, after LLB you can do your LLM and then get into academia as well. Become a professor, become a teacher, right? Teaching is always a fun job. I mean, I can vouch for it. Then there are NGOs. You can work for non-profit, you can work pro bono, okay, advocating for social justice, public interest law, and all the issues. You can always provide your services free of cost to these organizations. The basic rule is, or the basic demand supply of this profession is, the demand for good lawyers is way more than supply. So you can definitely capitalize on this situation and work hard and get yourself established as a good lawyer. Okay, now the certain niches that I wanted to share is this. This is an important chart. You can always take a screenshot of it. Okay, I hope you can see the chart entirely. Let me just move myself. Okay, where do I put myself? Let me just put myself here. It's a tiny little thing. Okay. So, as you can see in litigation, now there's litigation also is there three different types of courts: the civil, criminal law, civil law, and then there's taxation law, which you can cover in litigation as a lawyer. Then, as law firms, private law firms, you can work as in the corporate advisory, you can work in mergers and acquisitions and company litigation. Now, if you are genuinely interested in corporate law, whatever colleges you apply to, NLU, to private universities, always on their website check for the companies that come for placements. Okay, check what type of companies come, what type of packages they offer, what is the average package, what is the average placement rate of that college. Always research this when you're trying to get into corporate law. Okay, if you get trying to get into litigation, pick a good spot, pick a good city, right? New Delhi, Bombay, Churchgate, where you will have access to public courts, where you will have access to public lawyers through which you can, network and intern with. Okay, then there's in-house counsel in public and private sector. There's IPR, so trademark, copyright, patents. You can always work for those. You can make those for your clients. Now, further in government sector, there's judiciary. So right after you're done with LLB, you can always start preparing for your judiciary exam as well. For judiciary also, you have to give a good tough exam. So you can start preparing for that as well, and directly become a judge. Or you can start preparing for civil services, which is IAS, IPS, UPSC, all these other exams, because the pattern is very similar, and the most of the sections in these exams sort of overline. So it is going to be very smooth transition if you do decide on giving these exams later. Right now, these are other miscellaneous things. I would say these are fun things that you can consider. There's journalism, of course. Okay, now there are many lawyers turned journalisms, and legal journalism in itself is a form of media. Teaching, as mentioned, academia is always fun, right? You can start with teaching, maybe open your own startup later, have an ed tech firm, have a own institution later, a law institution, whatever. Okay, teaching is always a fun way to transition into other things also. So it's not just the end, it's like a means to an end sometimes, right? Then you can work for international organizations and NGOs, and you can work for legal processing, legal process outsourcing. Okay, you can also work in the army. You can also do so many things. I mean, this is just a very small glimpse of so many other sectors as well. And I think precisely why I have a very small with a very significant gift for you, which is a webinar. Okay, we have our own mentor who has done his LLM in corporate law, Mr. JC Jaychandani. He is going to conduct a webinar, okay, discussing everything about law, career, and your journey as a law student and after you finish your law. Okay, the webinar is on 1st of March, and it is completely free of cost. Okay, it is, you don't have to pay a dime, a penny for this. It's completely free of cost. Just kindly register at the given number. Okay, and you will be given the link then and there. Okay, it's going to be in the evening, 5 p.m., right after all your coachings and your classes. So do attend the session. All right, use JC's mentorship. Okay, use his experience to ask a million questions. Ask him all the doubts that you have regarding any counseling you need, any anxieties that you have for future, any anxieties you have before joining college, any anxieties you have after joining college or might have after joining college. Everything. I think JC is the ideal mentor for you. You can just went out to him. Okay, so this is, I think, a perfect webinar for people who are just stuck right now and need like proper guideship. Okay, this is going to be ideal. It's completely free of cost, so you can just register at the given number, and please be there, please be available on the 1st of March, 5 p.m. Okay, So I think you've definitely saving all the questions for the webinar, which makes sense. Kindly use the webinar to ask all the questions, all the doubts, all the queries that you have. I think his mentorship will really benefit you. All right. Thank you so much for joining the live. If you have any further doubts, kindly use the comments to express that. And if you need any other sort of videos from us, kindly let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for joining the live. Thank you so much for sticking till the end. That was it.